Thank you. Mr. Chairman, H.R. 1, and you are, 3 committees worked on it, but you are the foundation of this whole bill. And when we think about the challenges in America, inflation high, price of gasoline is $1 higher than when Biden took over. We've watched government pick certain forms of energy over others and put us in jeopardy and make geopolitical a more difficult place. Even if you want to build anything, the permitting process is backwards in them. So talk to us a little about H.R. 1. It's our #1 bill. You're pretty much the author of it from all the work you have done, and from NEPA reform and others that won't just help this, could also help from infrastructure and everything else we're doing. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, well, thank you, Speaker. It's an honor to be here to visit about H.R. 1 and to hear the other issues that our conference is working on. But as you've prioritized our lower energy cost bill as H.R. 1, it shows that we're putting this front and center to the American public, that energy is a big issue. Energy is the foundation of our economy. It's fundamental to everything that we do, and as energy prices go, so goes our economy. But it's much deeper than that. When we become dependent on other countries for energy, then that is a national security issue. And when we talk about energy, we're talking about all forms of energy. I think people want to label Republicans as just fossil fuel energy people, but we're talking about the full spectrum of energy. How do we develop more domestic energy? How do we become less reliant on foreign countries? And today, when you talk about energy, we're not just talking about oil and gas. You automatically start talking about mining, because to have an electrified economy, you have to do a lot of mining. And there is an attitude in our country now that we want everything, we just don't want it in our backyard. And what the Lower Energy Cost Act does, it addresses energy production, it addresses mining, and it addresses NEPA, which is at the root of stopping a lot of domestic energy production. So we want to streamline NEPA. We're not gutting any environmental laws, and we can make a strong case that what we're doing on energy is much better for the environment in the long run than the path that we're on right now. When we make energy in America, we make it cleaner and safer and more efficiently than any place else in the world does. When we mine in America, we do it better than any place else in the world does. We do it with stricter environmental regulations. We do it with no human rights violations. And at the same time, we could be increasing jobs and growing wealth in our country instead of exporting wealth to countries like China and Russia and Saudi Arabia, where we're going to be more reliant on for these for energy sources and for minerals if we don't develop it here domestically. So this is a really big issue that affects all of America. You know, as I look around the room, you see the lights, all of the computers, everything that keeps us going comes back to energy and mining. And we've gotten away from doing that in America like we should, even though we're blessed with so many resources here, and we could just be dominating the world in energy production.
You know, it's unique. It plays directly into Ashley's committee, too. Our goal is not to be dependent on China. But if we can't mine our own minerals, we're more dependent on China. China controls 90% of all critical minerals, but they also control 95% of the processing of critical minerals. And some of the real challenges, if people are willing to put the capital up, they can't get the permits or others to go. And you raise a very good point. I mean, when you think about if you're going to produce something anywhere in the world environmentally sound, human rights are going to be cared for here in America than anywhere else. And our natural gas is 41% cleaner than Russian natural gas.
Right. And even the oil we produce in the Gulf of Mexico has much less environmental impact than the oil that we ship across the ocean that's produced somewhere else. So we win in every category when we do it here at home.
Well, this will be marked, it's been marked up in your committee already, and then we're going to have time to debate it on the floor a lot and move it through. Hopefully we'll see that it's bipartisan as well.